don't see the.
We live.
You got
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right.
Shalom.
We are GMS Louisiana Saints. All right. Lafayette camp. Coming back at you with another live lesson. All right. Saturday camp. But before we get started, we're going to face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
HaKadosh. All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity to the four corners of the world, man.
Shalom.
Right,
Shalom.
shalom, man. All right, and you know, we pretty much in the midst of Babylon, in the midst of our people waking up, and in the midst of everybody else, you know, continue to be in folly and wickedness. All right, and this is how we know that we're in the end, man. All right, so we come out here in the highways and the byways, preaching the gospel. All right, the good news for our people to wake up. All right, and that's exactly what needs to happen, man. That's the vibration. All right, that's in the earth right now, man. It's that the Israelites are waking up to the true identity of who they are, man. All right, and it first began here, man. All right, with the spirit of Yahweh Shai through our apostles and our elders. All right,
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets.
That's right. Wisdom cried without, man. She uttered her voice in the streets, man. All right, you can find wisdom right here on the street corners, man. If you want to find out if you're an Israelite, you can come here. If you want to find out that if you're a heathen, you can come here. All right, you want to find out why all these things are happening in the earth, you come here, man, and you inquire of the prophets, man. All right.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
That's right. She cried in the chief place of concourse, man. All right, where people commune and make deals and sell.
I'll read it one more time. All right. Proverbs 1 and 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
That's right, man. So wisdom cried out. She uttered her voice in the streets, man. And she uttered her voice by way of the prophets, man. The prophets speak out the words and say, how long will you simple ones love simplicity, man? The people of our nation, man. All right, how long will you continue to participate in these wicked holidays, these wicked traditions, all right, these wicked events, all right? Come out of her spiritually and come back to the knowledge of who you are, man, before you get destroyed. All right?
All right, this is the definition for chief place of concourse in Proverbs 1. All right, it says Strong's H7218, Ra'ash. It says head, top, summit, upper part, chief. All right, total, sum, height, front, beginning. Okay.
So basically it's saying at the gate, man, at the head of the city, man. All right, at the head of where
the main place
where everybody dwells at, man. Where you would mainly get, an influx of people coming in, man. All right.
Yep. Your top, you can get your top goods and services downtown Lafayette, downtown New Orleans, downtown Lake Charles, downtown Baton Rouge. What do you have? Your main government buildings, all right? You have your main, we and the brothers go up and down all the time, man. They got high quality top end restaurants, top end places, but this is where the multitude of people come to get their so-called delights. Or the best of the best, man. You got it, bro. I got you, bro. It's Proverbs 1 and 22, the latter end, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
That's right. And one more time,
actually. Proverbs 1 and 22, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
That's right. Scorners delight in their scorning, man. People, walking by with a prideful look, all right, are people that see us every week, thinking in their head these Negroes wasting their time, all right. Uh, uh, you're preaching that there's gonna be a downfall, but yet, you know, everything is still intact, man. All right, but we know through prophecy, everything takes a process of time, and in that process of time, it's on the Lord's time ultimately, man. All right, we just here to prophesy, man, to say before. All right, and it says, "Fools hate knowledge, man," because people, they cancel out all the major events that are happening in the world, and they replace it with folly, man. All right, to pretty much numb the idea that their kingdom is falling, man. All right, bread and circus, pretty much, man. All right.
Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit onto you. I will make known my words unto you.
That's right. So the Lord is pouring out His Spirit, making His words known unto this nation, man. That the Lord is going to destroy it. All right.
Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
That's right. So the Lord is stretching out His hand by the way of His prophet, and nobody is regarding the words that the prophets are saying. So therefore, judgment must come.
The last verse. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Therefore I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you.
That's right. So because you chose not to listen to the Lord, man, all right, He will laugh at your calamities, man. All right, He will laugh at your misfortunes, all right, your shortcomings, all right, all these different things, man. All of these, you know, what can I say, just judgments, man. Period. You know, the Lord's gonna laugh at the judgments that hit you, man. All right, because you refuse to listen to His word.
And ultimately, us as the prophets, the seers, the wise men, we're going to laugh as well, because not only has the Lord put this vibration out through us, but we've been on the highways and byways, starting with the apostles going down to the least of us, for a long time and laboring in this thing. So a part of us laboring is to get that reward and see the downfall of our enemies, to see them confounded, to see them now in a hard place for their unbelief and their incredulity. You got it. What is it? All right. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto that, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in. Matter of I'm gonna start up a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to,
Just to get the whole thing line. All right. Let's see. There. I'm gonna start at verse 16. Matter of fact, I'll start at 15. All right. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 15. And when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said unto him, blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of Yahweh. All right, verse 16. Then said he unto him, a certain man, this Yahushua speaking right here. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and his servant, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. All right, verse 18. And they, if I can say real quick, you can liken that onto us getting ready. One more time now. Yeah, come.
the table's ready.
All right. Luke, Luke 14. I'm gonna read 16 again. Luke 14, verse 16. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many. Verse 17. And sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready.
That's right. All things are now ready, man. Everything is ready to come to fruition, man. The prophets are ready to come to pass, man. So go out there and preach the words, and they listen and get ready.
verse 18, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused.
That's right. So some people said, basically it's saying it's likened to somebody saying, hey man, I got this business, all right, I gotta attend to it, man. All right, I can't be a part of this truth right now, man. I got a business, I gotta work out, or I got a family that I gotta take care of. All right, you got it out.
All right. All right, verse 19, Luke 14, verse 19. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and to prove them, I pray thee, have me excused.
That's right. So basically, it's saying, I got these possessions, man. I got this wealth. I got this land, man. All right. I need to take care of these things, man. Basically, the scriptures say, man, riches profit not in the day of the Lord, man. So if you got possessions, man, all right, you should worry about more about this truth than your possessions, man, because you can't take them with you, man. All right, when Jacob's trouble come to pass, man.
Hey, if I can say, like those characteristics that the brother is bringing out, that's likened unto the 5 unwise virgins in Matthew the 25th chapter. That was their excuses. Always, well, I know the truth is here, but I gotta go tend to my stocks and bonds. I gotta go tend to my bank account. I gotta go tend to my 401k. I gotta go tend to my pension plan. I gotta go tend to my vacation package, my stimulus package. But you care not for the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord, you come through, ladies. You come through, you come through. You can't block your sidewalk. The will of the Lord is to judge America. That's why you see all these catastrophes happening on the planet Earth right now, man. So the will of the prophets are to be in alignment with the judgment of the Lord. That's why we take up our all, we take up this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why you see us here today, right here, doing the same thing that the Lord required us of. Highways and byways, preaching the gospel to the ends of the world, and then should the income, man. This is our reasonable service, man. No matter how it looks to everybody, because everybody don't have the truth. Everybody don't have the name of the Lord. So we're not on the same playing field as the world, man. We're light years ahead of this place. We just gotta wait on our turn, wait on our reward, man. You got it, bro. I got one back.
All right. Verse 20, Luke 14, verse 20. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come.
You come through. You good. You can't block the sidewalk.
All right. Verse 21. So that servant came and shewed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, all right, then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in thither the poor and the maimed, and the halt and the blind.
Yes, and the Lord said, go in the highways and the byways and heal, pretty much give the brokenhearted, all right, this word, man. All right, this truth, this understanding, this wisdom.
I've never done anything
All
like
right,
this.
verse 22.
Okay, so is it right?
And the
Let's see.
servant said,
We gotta
Lord,
sit right
it
over
is done as thou
It's
hast
over here
commanded,
somewhere, I think.
and yet there is room.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize y'all were videotaping.
You good? Y'all can come through. I'm gonna read it again.
All right. Verse 22, Luke 14, verse 22. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. All right. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
That's right. So the Lord, so it says, you know, they went on the highways and the byways, and what they compelled people to come in, man. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much compelled. I'm familiar with the word. So it said it's pretty much going into.
You can come through.
Um, it's pretty much going into to pretty much threaten in a way, man. It's saying, look,
No.
danger's gonna come.
Compel means to basically persuade. You compel someone, you basically, like you said, well, admonish spiritually. You can say that. Like warn, basically like warn them spiritually. Like, I'm gonna get it real quick. Here it
I
is,
got,
right?
I got the precept.
I got the definition.
You got it.
All right. This is the word compel from Luke 14. I'm gonna let this play.
Strong's G315.
All right, and it says to necessitate, compel, drive to, constrain. All right, definition A, by force, threats, etc.
Yes.
By permission, entreaties, etc. Definition C, by other means.
That's right, man. All right, so basically, again, to force, man, to threats, all right, threatening, all right, telling them like, look, man, you gotta come into His word, man. Otherwise, you know, the Lord is gonna, you know, judge you for not listening. All right, I got this scripture.
2 Corinthians 5 and 11, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
All right, we persuade men. All right, and to persuade.
All right, this is that word persuade.
Strong's G3982. Pytho. Pytho.
Pytho, it says persuade. To persuade, to induce one by words to believe, to make friends of, to win one's favor, to gain one's goodwill, or to seek to win one,
Oh, yeah, I see
to strive to please one,
Okay, well, I bet
to move or induce one to persuasion, to do something, to be persuaded.
That's right. So we're trying to persuade you to be friends with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
So that way, what, man, you can escape the danger, man. All right? That's the overall message, man, to escape the danger that's coming, man, which are these plagues, these judgments, man. All right?
It says,
All right?
knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences.
That's right. So it's made manifest. Hopefully our words are made manifest unto you by the things that we say, man. All right? And we do that by matching up what we say to what's going on in current events, man. All right? The rumors of war, all right? The tensions between America and Russia and China, the waking up of the Israelites, all right? The people that are in our holy land right now, all right, that's calling themselves, you know, the chosen people, all right. All of these things, all right. This is how you know. This is how you made it. This is how you make it known, confident within your own mind that these words are true. You know.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 1. It says, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem. I notice the key setting, the streets of Jerusalem. All right, it says, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem. And of course, Jerusalem, talking about the people, are the Israelites, not necessarily the actual city of Jerusalem. Okay, it says, and see now and know and seek in the broad places thereof. All right, the chief places of concourse. It says, if ye can find a man, if there be any that executed judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. So basically, the Lord, told the prophet Jeremiah, run to and fro in the streets, right, of the city. The Israelites are, okay, and seek for those who are, sigh and cry for judgment, as well as those who sigh and cry for the truth. Okay, and that's exactly what we're doing out here in the streets of downtown Lafayette. Okay, fishing for the elect, fishing for those that have been chosen by Yahweh Shai from the foundation of the earth to, receive this shoot, okay, to come into the shoot, all right, and to, pipe, all right, to, dance to the song that we're piping unto them, okay, so that, so that they can, ultimately receive salvation, That's it.
Can you get Luke 7 out? Luke 7. About the Hispanic young children in the marketplace. It's Matthew 22, verse 8, Yahweh Shai speaking. Matthew 22 and 8. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
That's right. So it says, go wherefore into the highways, and as many as ye find, bid to the marriage, man. So we're trying to bid you to the marriage of Yahweh Shah by giving you this word, man. Renewing your mind. All right? Making you come, making your, cleansing your mind and renewing it so it can come back to the truth, man. All right? That you'll be a part of this as well, man, on this side. Out here, ultimately teaching and preaching as well on the highways and the byways.
Hey, and just to back your brother up, like about that compel meaning and threaten. Like we literally come out and we threaten them in a righteous way though. Like we're saying, hey, if you do this, then you can be saved. That's the ultimate repentance in it. Repent and you can be saved. We're not all just okay, man. Well, speaking of the nation of Israel, we tell these heathen nations on the back of the sign, we tell them their judgment. But as far as our people goes, all right, we're literally admonishing them, warning them, saying, hey, if you do this, you're going to get life. If you do this, you're going to get death. But it says, just a quick one, Proverbs 23 and 23, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding.
That's right. Buy the truth and sell it not. Meaning, man, you're supposed to give this truth freely, man. You're supposed to give this. This is our reasonable service, man, to come out here and preach this word. All right, because it was freely given to us to learn these things, man. All right. The Lord sent with our spirit and gave it to us, man.
That's why we're bidding onto the. Get that word bid on. We're bidding onto the marriage. When they got an auction, people bid because they're technically trying to do what? They're trying to buy it. They give their best offering. They give their best offering, and that's like to us, giving our best offering, presenting our body as a living sacrifice. Hey, I got this much, and somebody offers something else. They're giving up their offerings, but we're doing it spiritually. You got it out.
This is the definition of bid. It says to call. It says to call a loud, utter in a loud voice, to invite. All right. Man, the scriptures say, I stand at the door and I knock, man. All right, so that's the Lord, man, calling you, man. All right, that's the Lord calling you through your spirit, man. All right, your spirit bear witnessing with this, with the word. All right, like, man, this really hits home in my spirit, man. And I really feel like it's resonating within my spirit, man. Like I'm an Israelite, man. All right, that's the Lord calling, man. All right. It says to receive the name. Yep.
Man.
To give some name to one, call his name. All right, because you learn the name of the Lord here, man. All right, the churches, man, they calling on, Caesar Borgia, God, Allah, all these different, titles, man. Or are they calling on the true name, man, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and the Paleo Hebrew. All right, it says to salute one by name. And that's what we're doing, man. We're giving up praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua by coming out here, man. But, giving our bodies as like a living sacrifice, man. All right?
And that's why the Lord set up men across the four corners. So we got men in different languages, nations, tongues, speeches. So the Lord set us up to spiritually salute those men through this word right here. That's how we salute them. We're literally spiritually saluting their spirit by bringing out this word, and it's bringing them back into their remembrance. It's calling them back. It's bringing them towards the marriage and getting them ready.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
Because the scripture says, make yourself a good soldier for your Yahweh Shai, man. So it's like your spirit is going back, man. The prophets are back, man. You say that, man. All right.
Because that word meant calling, right? 2 Peter 1 and 10 are holy with goody. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling. So the Lord's dialed that spiritual number. The prophets got that spiritual number. You dialed it up. All right. We called you. Hey, man. America's about to be destroyed. You want to hop on these chariots? Either you're going to answer it and come and meet us, All right? Or are you going to hang that phone up, man? And spiritually, we've been called. That's what the church is. It means to call out. It says, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Because the Lord called us into this thing, man. So that's mercy. That was mercy, man. Look what's going on in the world right now, man. Is this not mercy? Being able to be in a stable mindset, being able to hope for actual good things to come. Because this society, what's good to come to this place, man? It's nothing but folly. We downtown Lafayette right now. It's nothing but continuous of folly, man. Beating a dead horse, man. But it says, for if you do these things, you shall never fall. You got it, bro.
Right. So if you do these things, you should never fall, man. You should never fail, man. Like the scriptures say, have any believed Yahweh Shemi Awashai and was confounded, man? All right. This is where the victory lies at, man. This is where success lies at, man. All right.
Look what the Lord says.
So those servants, bid to the marriage, went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both good and bad, and the wedding was furnished with guests. So they went out, they cast that net, they caught different fish, but all of them weren't good fish. Weren't good for the body, weren't good for the church, weren't good for the house of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So guess what happened? It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
That's right. You have that wedding garment by having, this truth put on you, man. This truth is the wedding garment, man. I believe that's in Revelation. Yeah. But the garment is the truth, man. Yeah. All right. That's what we was going into yesterday. The armor, man. All right, putting on that armor, man, which is this truth. All right.
It's backing you up. Ecclesiastes 9 and 8. Let thy garments, and that's back in the one in Revelation. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment.
That's right. So let our garments be always white, man, which represents purity. All right. So we are to do these things to the best of our ability, man.
Yes.
All right. Be not only a brother outside here, but you really have to be a brother outside of the kingdom as well, man. That's that garment remaining white, man.
And this is what the part that keeps our garment white. Coming out now is about it. This keeps our garments clean, fresh. This keeps us sharp. Because if we don't come out and actually profess this as witnesses of the Lord, we'll get rusty, man. We'll get withered away. Our head is gonna lack ointment. But this is the last one, bro. It says, and he said unto him, friend, that word friend again. Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen.
That's right. So if you don't choose to put on his garment, all right, the Lord, like the scriptures say, man, David, what is it? Shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this garment.
Wandered out of way of understanding.
Yeah. So this garment is the wisdom, man. All right, and if you wandered out of it, man, you wander in the way of darkness, man. The way of no understanding. The brother gonna get it.
Yep. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right. So he that wandereth out the I'm still like y'all.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right. So if your mind is in this place, all right, and not in the scriptures, all right, if you're not applying these things to yourself, then you're gonna remain in the congregation of the dead, man. All right. The Lord gonna say, you never really knew me, man. All right. Ultimately, you had any more on that one? That's it.
Oh yeah, that was just like.
All right. I still got that Luke 7. All right, this is Luke chapter 7. I'm going to start from verse 31. All right, Luke 7 and 31. And the Lord said, Shai speaking, whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they like? They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace.
The chief place of concourse. That's right.
It says, verse 32, they are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, ye have not wept.
That's why he said, we have piped unto you, but you have not danced, man. All right, you have not taken and considered this word. All right, the words is likened into a song, man. So it's on a different vibration. It's on a different frequency, man. All right, and there's only certain people that it's only going to hit, man, when they hear it, man. That's it, you know. So, you know, this is only really meant for the elect, man. All right, and Lord willing that we are a part of that God. You know, Lord willing we keep piping to this tune and adjusting ourselves to the rhythm of the beat all the way into the end. All right.
I got a quote. It's Revelation 11 and 1. Yesterday was going into being measured by the Lord measuring us. And ultimately, coming out on the highways and byways, crying in the chief place of concourse, that's a way that the Lord measures us to see if we're justified and we're sustainable to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man, to be worthy. All right? But it says, Revelation 11 and 1, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High, and the altar and them that worship therein. And the Lord tells you, I believe it's in Zechariah, Zephaniah, basically, he's going to search Jerusalem with candles. And all the men that are set on their leaves, you know what, comfortable, not attaining, not taking up their oil, not bidding onto the marriage, man. All right, those unwise virgins that ultimately are saying they got time for the world, but when it comes to the truth, they don't have time for it. They're in the end, they're going to say, hey, can I have some of your oil, Amaz? Can I have some of your oil, Amanya? Not so, man. Unless there be not enough for both of us. But it says, verse 2, but the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. Revelation 22 and 15, Revelation 22 and 15, it says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. And we were talking about the gates, man. All right? So ultimately, the prophets, we're entering to the gates of the nobles. So ultimately, we signify the entrance into the kingdom, man, into that city. So when you see the highways and byways, brothers out there in Italy, Rome, London, UK, Virgin Islands, Suriname, all right, Jamaica, so on and so forth. They symbolize the entrance into the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, but it says, verse 12, verse 15, Salakia, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, man. Yeah, man, 2/3 of our people, man. And that's the congregation of the dead, man. Dogs, sorcerers, liars, whoremongers. All right? No wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's our people. 2/3. You got it, bro.
Further going into how, us preaching this gospel is likened into a song, right? And our people aren't dancing to the song. Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 33. I'm gonna start at verse 30. All right, Ezekiel 33, verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. Verse 31, and they came unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them, for with their mouth they shew much love. All right, for with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. Yeah.
I thought you wanted to explain it.
No, you got it. So like you can, you want me to start over?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And that was my point. Ezekiel 33, verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. Verse 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
That's right. So basically, with their mouth, all right, they say that they love the Lord, but their actions are saying otherwise, man. All right? They'll say, oh, we love the Lord and I'll go to church and so forth and so on, but they'll continue to celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas. Or they won't give up simple dietary laws like not eating shrimp or crabs or crawfish, man. All right? That's their heart being there. That's them saying that they're close with the Lord, but their mind, all right, is far from him, man. They honor him with his lips, man. All right? Got it, huh?
All right, verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not.
That's right, man. So the words, they sound pleasing. They sound pleasing to them. Oh, yeah, that sounds like it's the truth. That really sounds good. But in actuality, they don't do it. They don't do it, though. All right? That's as far as it goes with them, man. All right? I believe that I'm an Israelite, but that's as far as it goes with them. All right? They don't actually, take it into action, man. All right? Got it, huh?
All right, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
That's right. So when all these calamities start to come to pass and these prophecies start to unfold, the MOTD, all right, when MOT take place, all right, and then they starving you out and doing all these atrocities to you, then that's whenever you're gonna know that a prophet been among you, man. All right, that told you about how to get in virtues with the Lord, man. They told you about not taking the MOTD. They're telling you that they're gonna try to control you, man. All right, and try to basically like the brother was going into, man. Like they wanna they're trying to ravish the elect, man. They're trying to ravish Israel, man. But we're calling out and we're telling the Lord to help, man. We're crying out for the help. But you like the ravishing, man. All right, because you are the whore. All right, people are likened into a whore, man. All right, they're down with this system. They're down with this corrupt system. All right, you got it. You got anything else?
That was it.
That's it. All right.
Yeah, move on.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 7. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with thousands and 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. So the Lord, as we know, man, the Lord requires us to do justly, love mercy, man. And a part of that is being in the body, man, having faith, man. All right. As we know, the Lord, all those ancient sacrifices, man, those things are done away with through our faith, man. All right. But we don't make void of the law, man. We acknowledge the law and we keep it to the best of our ability. But faith is going to get us into the kingdom, man. And believing on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and doing justly. But it says, and here's the point, verse 9, the Lord's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who had appointed. And that's ultimately how the Lord measures, through his voice. That's how the Lord determines, okay, well, you're not fit for this. You're Moab. You're Ishmael. You're Esau. you're a heathen. You're a two-third, man. Through this word. This word measures, man. And the outside of this word lies sorcerers, dogs. So if you're not dancing onto this song, you're in a whole nother vibration, which is that of the world. But it says, shall I count them pure? Salakia, are they yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bags of deceitful weights? You see, so the Lord measures everything, man, good and wicked. All right, the wicked are measured for destruction in that lake of fire, and the elect, the righteous, we're measured for life, man, for salvation. That was it, bro.
I got one real quick. This is Psalms 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. So that's our people, man. They walk, all right, out of the Shalakia. I'm gonna read it again. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. All right, so they know not, they know not what to do better. All right, they know not to do better. All right, neither will they try to understand to do better, man. It says they walk on in darkness. All right, so they walk on in darkness. They continue on their folly, man. They continue to do these things, man, that anger the Lord. All right, that make the Lord mad. All right, that's why a lot of judgment is being passed on throughout the earth, man. All right, that's why you see a lot of celebrities getting put to death because judgment is happening, man. The scriptures say the judgment is going to start in the house of Israel, man. All right, God. All right, that's pretty much it on that.
All right, this is Proverbs. This is a quick proverb. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandments shall be rewarded. And 2/3 of our people despise the word of the Lord. All right, from the greatest amongst them, all right, these celebrities, these entertainers, these rappers, on down to the least of the 2/3. But especially in per se, these rappers. Here it is. All right, this past week, the other day, which I'm sure a lot of you, a lot of you brothers and your sisters already know the news about this guy Takeoff from the rap group Migos. Okay, the Lord pretty much brought judgment on him. Out there in Houston, Texas. Okay, over a damn dice game of all things. And hey, all because of what? Guys like Takeoff from the Migos and the rest of these rappers that's been getting put to death in recent years. They all despise the word of the Lord. Okay, and a lot of them know that they're Israelites. Guys like Kendrick Lamar, all right, Kodak Black, all right, and many more of these rappers and entertainers and celebrities. A lot of them at this point, they all know that they're Israelites. They know about the Hebrew Israelites, okay, but they have particular ties to this world, so they can't all out rebel against Esau, Edom, and give up what they have to come to the truth. Okay, they're all juiced in some way, shape, or form.
Hey, I got one back you up. It's Luke 12 and 51. Suppose ye, how shall I speak it? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division.
Hey, so okay, God. Yeah, so Yahushua through this word, hey, it causes division. And that's what Yahweh Shimon Shai wants, with this word being preached out. Division. Division between the ones that's going to hear this word and do this word, and division between those that, hear this word, because, this word is, preached throughout the four corners of the earth. So therefore, the Lord wants division between those that hear this word that don't want to do this word. Okay?
Which is right.
Yeah, come on. So the ones of our people, all right, that hear this word, okay, but refuse to do them, all right, like you just read in Proverbs 13. In 13, they despise the word, so therefore what? They're going to be destroyed. Point blank simple. All right, but those, okay, that fear the Lord and fear His commandments and fear His begotten Son, all right, and fear, all right, the true, the men that He set up throughout the four corners of the earth to teach His word. Those of our people that fear, all those men, starting with Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, we're going to be rewarded. rewarded with blessings and the kingdom and rulership and all those things that the Lord has promised to us. You got it right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, just I can read the last two verses. Yahushua speaking, it says, "From hence, therefore, there should be five in one house divided, three against two and two against three." And just back to brother point up about the dude Takeoff, that was so-called Quavo's nephew. So the whole situation that happened is one big scandal. Who pulled the trigger? What was it over? Who did this? Who did that? Even with that guy, J. Prince Jr., it's scandals on their side too, because it's like, oh, did they set them up? Did they do this? Oh, his dad's in it now. J. Prince Jr. and the father's in this number division, man. And the world is seeing that division. They're seeing that, okay, well, these people are cutthroat. This guy potentially set up, killed his nephew. This guy want to kill his brother, but it's ultimately all of the Lord's doing, because those guys aren't promoting the word, man. They promoting black culture, man. Satanic sacrifices, man. But it says, verse 53, "The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." And that's what we're seeing in the culture of the society, especially amongst Israel, man. House is divided, man. Mom don't talk to the daughter. Daughter kills the mom. Son kills the father, man. But all in those houses dwell nothing but dry bones, man. You got it. That's like,
Oh, the love of many shall wax cold.
yeah, bro. That's right. Let me get it again.
Yeah, man. So, like the brother was just now saying,
You gonna get another one?
Love for many. Yeah, I'll get it.
all right, because like the brother was,
All
all right,
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 6. Verse 5. It says, "The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hated."
that's right. Wait, say it one more time.
It says, "The Lord," Psalms 11 and 5, "the Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hated."
That's right, man. So these people, the Lord loving the elect, man, because what they showed this love by showing the truth, man. All right, but the people of the world, man, they love violence, man. All right, what they were rapping about in their raps, man, about murder and killing each other. All right, they was rapping about selling drugs to each other. All right, their community. All right, adultery. All right, so what? They was matched by that same energy that they was promoting and pushing out there, that vibration, man. All right.
It says, "The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men."
That's right, man. So the Lord, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, man, which is Israel, man. All right. He's beholding all the wickedness that our people is doing, man, and he's judging them for it. All right. That's what you see going on within the world, man. Nothing but judgment. All right. Let's see.
And then, if I may add to that, because I still got that Matthew 24 on deck. But just to add to to what you said, because a lot of the Lord is doing a lot of judgments amongst our people that's in the world, and especially these rappers. Okay, here it is. I sent an article to the brothers during the week. Now you got family members and friends of this guy Takeoff that just got recently put to death. Because of him being shot to death, now now you got friends and family members and fans of this guy, calling for an end to what they call senseless violence. But here it is when all these rappers and amigos was making all these rap songs promoting violence and drug use, drug abuse, all this wickedness.
Hypocritical nation, bro. That's why the Lord said he sent us forth to a hypocritical nation.
That's right.
These guys want sympathy when harsh judgment comes down. But if you go to all their pictures, they throwing up gun signs, gang signs, satanic, Masonic images. They got it all in their video. That's all they promote. So how can you expect some type of justice or peace from that, man? You're gonna get nothing but death and brutal deaths. This guy got hit in the head a couple times. You know what I'm saying? You ain't recognizable. You get hit in the head. Like, so where's that same takeoff? You know what I mean?
got hit in all in his chest. The Lord just embarrassed you, man, and literally put you in a situation where now, after you gone, the cutthroatness, the snakes, they all coming out. That was slithering the whole time. So the Lord just did that just to expose even more people, because it wasn't just Takeoff that just got that impacted off that situation by his death. Quavo got exposed, J. Prince Jr., J. Prince Sr., people surrounding his cameras like, oh, these guys were after you the whole time. That's how they do in the industry, man. It's not a real brotherhood. It's not really, you're not really tied in. I forgot the slang they say, like with a rapper like J. Prince Jr., I forgot what they call themselves, but like tied in or linked in or something like that. You're not really linked in. This is being tied in, man. This is being grafted in, man.
Yes.
You got it, bro.
Grafted in. Perfect word right there.
Yeah, bro.
Right, because, well, yeah, because in that rap world, they graft you in, but you grafted into, wickedness and deception. These record companies, okay, they have you, making all this music for them, but none of these rappers, really and truly see, okay, the true amount of money that they make for the music that they put out. Okay, the majority of it all goes to these industries. It's basically just one big modern day slave industry in the music world.
Yeah, if I could say this as well, man. Um, like the brother was just now going into how the people that the majority, the people who really get the money are the people that are the CEOs. So those are the people that's really going to profit from Takeoff's death, man. Because what his sales are going to go up, and so forth and so on. His merchandise. So what? Most of that money is going to go to the CEOs, man.
Right. Well, they sold their rights, their integrity to.
Yep.
They sold their personality to, man.
Right.
Who became a puppet in their world. And then a lot of these record companies, they have insurance policies out in these guys. $million policy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a gimmick.
Yeah. Because when you sign that contract, you basically sign over your life, man. All right. So anything that happens to you, while you're alive and even after your death, man, you belong to them, man, and all your assets and everything else. Unless you have a will. But these niggas probably don't even have a will, man. They probably, because they think that they gonna live, until they old, man. They think that they're gonna be legends in the game. You know what I mean? Like so, the majority of the time they really don't have nothing set up like that, man. So hey.
Oh, but yeah, I still got that on Matthew 24. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
That's right. So because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. All right. So a lot of things that be going on within the industry. A lot of things that be going on in the industry is sacrifices, man. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a family member or whatnot so you can get in the industry, man. Right? And most likely than none, they either, there's different routes that you can get into the industry, man. Right? You can sacrifice. Then you have the Transformers way of getting into it, laying down with one of those people. All right.
It's modern day slavery,
Yeah,
man. Book breaking.
Yeah.
It's all in the same.
That's right.
You on an auction block. Hey, I got a call from. How do they do when they trying to get in the industry? And I don't know who I'm assigned with, but I got a call from Atlantic. I got a meeting with Motown. I got to go to Def Jam. You're being auctioned off.
Yeah. Yep.
Into slavery, man.
Yep.
Those jewels, those cars, that's nothing, man. We're looking at we're the elites. Yahweh Shimon Shiloh. We're on the mindset of the elites of this world. We're not. Y'all mindset, 2/3 of our people, your mindset, that's just glitter, man. That's costume jewelry, man. we're thinking of how the elites are thinking and saying, okay, well, what move are they gonna go with? We don't care about the next moves of the amigos. The Lord is just giving y'all a spiritual whipping, man. Who's next in line? Who's gonna be next in line, man, to get judged and send them back to the spiritual world? And that was literally, the Lord literally had mercy on Takeoff, because the times that'll go ahead, man, the times that are gonna come up ahead, he up in the spirit world right now. He at peace. His mind is at peace, man. He in his right mind. The Lord showed him, hey, man, look at this. You see what you was down here doing? BSing? Now look, let me show you what you really could have been doing. He zoomed the light on the men of the Lord and they camp out there in Atlanta. Camp out there in Houston. See, you were BSing, shooting dice or gambling, bowling. You could have been. Brothers was right here in close proximity to you, man. Now he's shamed up there. You got it, bro.
That's right.
I got one. This, you was done, Mike?
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 12:4. The point is in the latter end. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's right, man. So all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man. The entertainment, man. Right? All that's going to be brought down low, man. All right? All that folly is going to be brought down low, man. All right? When the grinding cease, man. All right? That's when everything going to start to get serious, man. Oh, I'm going to feed my family. How I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, man. All right? That's when serious times are going to start to begin to happen, man. All right? And they're already talking about a shortage in gas and diesel, man. All right? Where diesel predominantly, man. All right? And how does your food, your medicine, and other things and resources get to these different, supermarkets or pharmacies or whatnot? By those 18-wheelers, man.
Trucking industry.
That's right.
That's right, bro. Merchants, vendors. And a lot of these truckers, man, hey, it's gonna be stop what you're doing. There's no more of this, no more of that. You can't go in these stores anymore. Martial law is being declared, man. A lot of these trucks are gonna get stuck in the middle of the roads, the middle of their routes. You got it,
not to mention in July, all right, they're passing that law out there where it's like that purge law.
Okay.
I forgot what.
I said July, or it was January.
January. Yeah, it was in January.
Illinois.
Yeah. So pretty much, man. All right. I think really, because if you really think about it, the gas, the truckers deliver the gas to these different places where you fill up for your tank. So if there's a shortage on diesel, I think that's gonna happen nationwide, man, because the cops are gonna be like, look, we don't have the resources to be just driving anywhere to be handling these different cases. So what? We're gonna implement this law over here as well, man. That's what's gonna ultimately happen. All right. No. Right.
You got it, bro.
All right. So ultimately, there's gonna be sedition. All right. The second Ezra 15 chapter, man. All right. You're gonna see sedition amongst men, man. All right. Fighting and invading one another. All right. To try to strive and make it in this society. All right.
Get it right now.
God.
15.
That's right.
Second.
All right. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things that, like Apostle always says, a lot of things that people can go without, but food is not one of them, man. All right. And when that famine hits, all right, it's gonna be really difficult for a lot of people not to, go without food because they never really fasted in their life to begin with.
Right.
Hey,
the scriptures tell you train up a child in the way he should go. We're being trained up right now. Those little children in the marketplace, man. So ultimately, when that day comes, we're gonna know exactly what to do because we've been after the spirit of the Lord, man. Wherever the prophecies were, wherever dark parables, wise sayings were, we were there, man. Subtle parables, we're here, man. We're on top of it. Like you see, you be like, man, well, dang, this weatherman, he just always there reporting on all the news. That's how we are, man. We're watchmen. Like when you turn on the news, you're breaking live. Breaking news. important lives. That's how the prophets are, man. You got it, bro.
All right. This is Second Ezra, chapter 15. Start from verse 18. All right, Second Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Um,
That's right. All right. Because of their pride, and earlier before we was posted up for camp.
yeah,
All right. And this Edomite, he just walking around like in this nonchalant, boastful, like nothing can happen. Like nothing can happen to me. I'm on the top of the world, man. I got all this money. I got my woman. I got a bankload of cash stashed up at my bank and at my house. I'm not worrying about nothing, man. All right.
all right. Verse 19, 2nd Ezra 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
That's right. So a man shall not have any pity on his neighbor. All right. And spoil their goods. Their goods going into their medicines. All right. The medicines that they may need. All right. What else? Some other necessities.
Your pantry, you're gonna destroy
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you have. Your
Yeah, man.
food. They're gonna take your generators. They're gonna take your vehicles, whatever they
Yeah.
can that's could be useful. They're gonna take you, your children, whatever it may be, man. It's gonna be nothing but lawlessness, apocalyptic setting. Just picture that. You watch a good apocalyptic movie, all right? It's nothing but abandoned cars, burnt buildings, people, dead bodies lying in the streets, and that's the scriptures, man. The scriptures speak of those things, man. Babylon is finished, man. This place is gonna go from, and it's barely that car is barely starting anyway, and the engine is just barely cranking up. It's just barely cranking up, man. Every time we come out here, it's just people just, damn, another opportunity for me to just walk and just look at the birds in the sky.
Just for something to
Yeah.
do. Just something to do, man. All right. You got it,
All right. I got the next chapter. This is Second Ezra, chapter 16. I'm gonna start from verse 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy."
right?
All right.
So it says, many of them, one more time out.
All right. Second Ezra 16, verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine.
That's right. So many people are gonna perish of famine that live in these cities, man. All right, because a lot of these people, they're not as mobile as they can be, man.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, they don't know anything about the wilderness or how to survive out there. So they're gonna starve out here in these major cities, man.
Right.
All right.
Especially in Louisiana, because Louisiana is known for a lot of nursery homes, a lot of extended stays, a lot of retirement homes. They got a lot of elderly people in Louisiana. So when that famine, when that major pestilence hit, man, it's gonna be a stench.
Yeah.
Stop up those noses, man. Get that right.
That's why. That's why a lot of these uppity rich people they're gonna die, man, because they're not gonna resort to going out there and go and hunt for their food or wanting to even live in those type of conditions of being in the wilderness, man. So they're gonna starve out here, you know. And the ones that do go into the wilderness, those people are good. Well, you think that most of those people, or most of the majority of the people, where you think they're gonna want to resort to going to? The wilderness, man. But in the wilderness, you're gonna have. That's where everybody's gonna go. So you're gonna have a lot of dead people in the wilderness, man. Going into that stench, man, like the brother was about to give it to.
That field is like unto the wilderness. This is Ezekiel 7 and 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour them.
There you go, man. There you go. Man, that's beautiful. That's self-explanatory, man. They that are in the field are gonna die by the sword, man, because that's where that's where the influx of everybody's gonna go to, man. All right, these streets are gonna be cut off by the military, man. All right, because the military are eventually martial law is gonna be instituted. All right, eventually foreign troops are gonna be instituted into these places, man. All right, these places are gonna get its cherry pot, man. All right, and these foreign troops are gonna come into Babylon streets and start to wreak havoc, man. So people are gonna flee to the wilderness, man. All right, and even within them there's gonna be division. There's division right now. So you think they're gonna get along out there? No, they're not. All right, they're already in a dire situation. They're probably having 80 days. They're uncomfortable. They're in a bad mood. Any little thing can set off their anger, and they're gonna want to kill each other.
Yep. Verse 16, but they that escape with them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, and all of them mourning, everyone for his iniquity, all hands feeble, all knees shall be weak as water. Hey, so you see, ultimately, man, those that escape them get to these different mountains. You're gonna be what? You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be bloody. You're gonna be beaten up. You're gonna be wounded, man. And then on top of that, you're gonna be hungry. You're really gonna be shorn, man. You're gonna be parched, man. But ultimately, whatever course of life you are in that time, the Lord has brought you to that judgment, man. Whether you be in the city getting judged, or whether you be in the field, man, in the wilderness, man. Because all Esau is gonna be with his stockpile of guns, his deer stands, his little booby traps, man. So it's going people are gonna be like, well, let me go to the wilderness. Nobody's gonna be there, and that's where everybody's gonna go. That's how I was like, man, let me go to this place, man. They got a good sale. I don't think nobody gonna be there. Nobody knows about the store. You show up and everybody's there. Everybody's at the sale. You got it, bro.
Yeah, everybody at the sale tearing the place up.
Yeah. Give them what they can get. Come, bro.
I got a little bit more than 2nd Ezra 16. All right, 2nd Ezra 16, verse 22 again. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall be sore destroyed. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Hey, so basically, it's going into just, total ruin. A total, what the brother just described a few minutes ago, an apocalyptic scene. Something out of, Mad Max or the Book of Eli, where everything is going to be laid to waste, okay, destroyed, ruined, through,
This is the latter end of Ezekiel 7. Got a little bit more. It says, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Y'all can come through. I'm sorry. We can't block the sidewalk. Okay. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity, man. You see, so all those riches, people are, man, you'd be surprised, man. We dealt with it. Me and the brothers know what I'm talking about. Jake is still in this world, wanting to build up Esau's kingdom and doing it rigorously. Doing it like he's hastening for the day of the Lord, except it's in Esau's kingdom, hastening for work. I got to get this assignment done. I got to get this job done. I got to get this paycheck. Man, all that is going to not profit you in that day, man. What's going to profit is the will and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. These testimonies, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding is going to stabilize us, man. When you go into that word stabilize, it means what? To make you whole, to make you sound, to make you balanced, man. We don't need actual riches, gold and silver to sustain us, man. And we're sure not looking forward to it in that day of wrath, man. We're looking for the riches, the silver and gold of the kingdom of heaven, man. You see? We're not doomsday prepping and saying, well, you know what? I gotta go get this pile of wood. I gotta go get this stockpile of weapons, armory. I gotta get my survival skills up. Yeah, we dibble and dabble in that, but our main course that's gonna guide us is the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. We're gonna let the Lord take care of it. We're walking by faith, not by sight, man. You got it, man. So like
All right. This is real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and yeah. You can really start from the top. But want me to do that?
Go ahead.
All right. Nah, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. We'll start from verse 1. But the point that the brother wants to get to is down in verse 8. All right, but I'm going to start from verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
That's right, man. We stand in boldness right now, man. All right, against the faces of those that afflicted us, man, which is the Saudi, all right, and 2/3 of our own people, man. They afflict us as well, man, with their words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Could you bring it out one more time? You got it.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
See what he said? You know that's the real man. But they know, man. They know. They know that this is the real representation of who the word ain't really.
Yes, like that. Yes.
All right. All nations know this, man. On the planet Earth today.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This image was torn down due to a iconoclasm, man. You got it, bro. It's part of the image. She said amen to the oh, she know that. That was Edom, boy. For face value, she looked like nation Edom. It just goes to show you the spirit is out there. Ezekiel 3 and 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads, backing up that boldness, that great boldness. Because when you have a stance and you actually stand on it and it's righteous, you'll make people look in disbelief like, man, this guy got a lot of faith. He's not moving. He's standing on his point. He really believes what he believes in. Instead of you just, well, you know what? I really don't. Does he really believe in that? Nah, we want to have that hardness against them. Standing in great boldness, believing that this is the will of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and this word is going to stand, man. To convince, like the scripture say, convince the gainsayers and the naysayers, man. But it says, as an adamant harder than flint, I have made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Because all those looks is looks of wickedness. It's not looks of knowledge and understanding. It's just looks of ignorance, man. That's what the Lord said. Don't be afraid. You got the wisdom. You got the truth up here. You got the name of the Lord. You got the oracles. You got the breakdown. So speak with confidence. Speak with boldness. You got it, brother.
I got one quick one, real quick. This is Proverbs 28 and 28. It says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion, man. Oh, is it? Oh, Shalakia. Proverbs 28 and 1, Shalakia. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. And it says, for the transgressions of the land are many, and the land are many are the princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. Man. So the righteous are going to stand boldly for the truth until the end, man. But the wicked are going to flee, man. All right? They're going to, they don't have a rock solid foundation, man. This over here is built on Yahweh Shai, man. All right, that stone that is built without hands, man. All right, that chief cornerstone, man. All right, that's right. All right, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make that point. You got it.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
That's right. So they're gonna be astonished at the sight of what, man? All right, at the sight of the chariots, man, beaming up the elect out of the destruction, out of the destruction, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, as well as the other tribes, the other northern tribes, man, all right, and southern tribes, man. The you know, how can we? How, these men that were on the highways and the byways, these Negroes or these Latinos, or wherever the brothers may be on the earth, these were actually the men of the Lord, man. All right, you got it out.
All right. Verse 3. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, This is he whom we had sometimes in derision in a proverb of reproach.
That's right. So this is he, man. I thought he was just an average old. I thought they were just a bunch of Negroes getting together, just preaching some Bible, man. All right.
He got fired off the job last week. He don't drive no Mercedes Benz.
No.
What you mean? He don't golf with us at the golf course. He ain't rich.
Wait, he ain't wearing no three-piece suit. Wait, hold on. Where's his people at? Where's the church at?
This the guy we counted out all along.
That's right.
Every time he was getting a short end of this thing, but he took it. He took it gracefully because that was his portion from the Lord. But now that that cup has turned into the wicked, it's a problem. That's why it's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. That's why it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, them repenting and groaning within themselves, man. So it's going to be it's going to be a big upset, man. A lot of upset faces. But I got one in the background, but it's up there.
I'm going to read down to verse 8. It says, verse 4, it says, We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Verse 6, Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined upon us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
That's right. So we wondered so basically they would say that, we lived our life in wickedness, man. We haven't been living our lives as good as we thought we was, man. All right? You got it right.
All right, verse 7, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
That's right. So basically they're gonna say, we didn't have the true knowledge of the Lord, man. We wasn't serving the Lord properly, man. All right, we wandered in our own ways, in the ways of the world, man, by the traditions of men. All right, by the heart of men. All right, you got it, huh?
All right, and then verse 8, Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 8, What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
That's right, man. So what good have pride profited us, man? Like that guy that walked by, man. All right, that's basically what he's gonna say, man. In that day, what have these riches profited me? What have my pride profited me? What have all these benefits that I've got for the world profited me, man? It didn't profit me anything, man, because now I got to sit here and I got to go through this judgment of the Lord, man. All right, which ultimately is the big cherry on top is the mitzvahs, man. So yeah.
Hey, because back you up, they're basically going to be lamenting because they haven't danced to the song that we're preaching. You know, start from our apostles on down, and then the men that came before them. You know, so 2/3 of our people, they're going to be in a bad case. Plain and simple, you got it, right?
Yep. I got a quick one. This is just going into an account in Acts the 4th chapter when Peter and John were basically laying hands on the multitude in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right? But there's a characteristics about Peter and John that liken them onto us to this day, man, in our message. This is Acts 4 and 10. Be it known unto you all and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach of Nazareth, whom he crucified, whom Yahweh raised from the dead, even by him doth this man stand here before you whole. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner, man. And ultimately, that's Yahweh Shai, man. Spiritually, though. But it was set at naught by all the builders. All right? It was set at disregard, like the brother brought out. That word, basically, what you had brought out, wasn't something in the 5th chapter? And that boldness, man. And such as those that afflicted derision, Salakia, derision. That's what it was, derision. All right? It's Acts 4 and 11. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner. Yeah, we were sometimes had in derision, man. Set at naught. All right? Counted for nothing. Okay? But we're, along with Yahweh Shai, the head, man. All right? And not the tail, man. But it says, verse 12, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. And it's the point. Now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And that's ultimately us, man. Through our boldness, which displays our wisdom, the people are going to know that we were with Yahweh Shai, man. And that's going to set them at naught. That's going to have them groaning within their spirit saying, damn, those men that were on the highways and byways on that corner, downtown Lafayette, New Orleans, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, Dallas, Houston, wherever it may be, those were the true men of the Lord. And they're going to regret it, man. They're going to regret all the times they passed up and down, man. All the times that they took part in the weekend festivities, man, instead of coming out and hearing his word and being renewed. That was it, bro.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. It says, for I think that God hath set forth us apostles last, as they were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are made fools for Yahweh, for Mashiach's sake, but we are wise in the Mashiach. All right, so we are made fools, all right, for Mashiach's sake, man. All right, man, you wasting your time, man. All right, you beating the air, man. You wasting your time, man. You preaching to the wind. Who you preaching to? Who you talking to? Nobody's there. Nobody's sitting there to listen to you. It says, but we are wise in the Mashiach, man. All right, we're wise to the Lord, man, because we know that these perilous times coming, man. All right, a wise man will incline to knowledge, man. All right, look, it also say that a wise man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. All right, a prudent man. That's right. It says we are weak, but we are strong, man. All right, we get beat down. All right, in this society and in this flesh. All right, but spiritually we're strong, man. We're spiritually stronger than all these people out here, man. All right, we're the strongest individuals, man. All right, you put any one of these other people out here in our shoes, man, and they couldn't step in them, bro. They couldn't walk in them.
And they got a saying that says, you never know how strong you are until being strong is all you have left. And that's what we have right here, man. This household of faith. This is all we have left. We have no choice but to be strong. We have no choice but to put on the armor of the Lord because we know too much, man. We're in too deep with the Lord, man. The Lord revealed so much to us. We've seen so much together, man. If we be foolish, literally foolish if we turn back, man. You gotta go.
Yeah, this truth is what makes us strong, man. You know? It says, it's not of ourselves, man. It's a gift. All It says, ye are honorable, but we are despised, man. So, we're honorable by the works that we do. We're honorable by the diligence and the works and the faith that we have in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But we're despised amongst these people, man. They only see as far as us coming out here, man. They don't see what we do, how brotherly we are, what we do behind the camera to make sure that we in good graces with the Lord, man.
Right.
All right? But that's pretty much it, man.
This is quick. This just a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So even though the beginning of us in his captivity was, the worst thing going, all right, pure hell, rape, robbery, and murder, all right, but hey, starting back in the late 60s, early 70s, all right, when Abba Bivens came on the scene, hey, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai used him, okay, to, kickstart this shoot, to wake up the remnant, okay, and, Lord willing, we be of that number of the remnant, all right, the end of our nation is going to be, better than the beginning of it, because ultimately, we're going to get the victory over the society, the victory over the system. All right, it's MOTP, okay, it's name, it's image, okay, all these things that we see the beast system, doing and moving towards the planet Earth right now. All right, so hey, so better is, so we're better off at the end of this thing than we were at the beginning of this captivity. Okay, and the water, and as it says at the latter end of this verse, the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit, better than the proud in spirit. So hey, the patient, how's it worded? The patience of the saints,
Faith in the faith. Here is the faith of the patience of the saints.
God, the
He
water.
that leadeth in the captivity must go into captivity. And that's the point we're going into. That's the end right here. We at the end.
Yep.
The person that led us into captivity is now about to go into captivity. And that's the faith and the patience of the saints, because we've been waiting on it. We've been literally every day waiting on this thing, man. And it's been a long wait. But guess what? When the Son of Man coming, like the scripture tell you about that woman, she remembered the pains no longer when the joy of her son coming forth. So we're gonna liken that until, okay, well, man, this wasn't that long as it seemed. It's seeming long right now because we in it, but once it's over, it's gonna be like, whew, look at what we inherited. My goodness, that was just a short walk.
You got to do it again.
Oh no. God, bro, I got one, bro. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And that's what ultimately we're clinging on, man. Wisdom and knowledge to understanding. And on repeat. We got that on repeat. That soundtrack is on repeat for us, man. We're piping and dancing on to that, man. The knowledge of our forefathers, the name of the Lord. And Lord willing, Aparatazar, me and these brothers across the four corners, from the apostles on down to the least of us, we see each other on those chariots, man. All right? And in the kingdom of heaven, and we'll be partying like it's what they say, 1999, man. With Yahweh Shai, man, with our King, man. And that's righteousness. That's going to give us peace. That's going to give us rest. But until then, prophesying to the end. Brothers got anything? Hey,
with that, willing this video, this camp has been edifying to whoever may have been listening. All right, we're gonna face the east. We're gonna give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim,
all right, Gabanisai, elders and apostles of Great Millstone, salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's teaching this truth and sincerity to the four corners of the world, man. All right, and we're gonna say, Kwam Yashala, Bagabal,
Bagabal.
all right, Shalom,
Shalom.
until next time.
Until next time. Shalom.